There's a saying that time heals all wounds. That's a lie. Some wounds never heal. They just get deeper, especially when your past returns in the shape of a person you thought was gone forever. Ghost never expected to see him again. But that night, while walking back through the old neighborhood, he froze. A familiar shadow stood under the streetlight. It was Razor. Not a brother by blood, but a brother by the streets. The same man who vanished years ago after a big robbery. The same man who once left Ghost alone in a fight against three armed guys. Ghost survived that night, but Trust did not. And now Razor was standing in front of him, smirking like nothing ever happened. "You thought I was dead, didn't you?" Razor said quietly. "Sometimes God doesn't take you away. Sometimes he leaves you to become your own punishment." Ghost didn't answer. Some people don't deserve words. But Razor didn't return just to talk. He brought news. The neighborhood had changed while Ghost was gone. The old crime leaders disappeared, the old codes were broken, and now a new gang ruled everything. They called themselves Black Dogs, violent, unpredictable, full of ex-military and pure psychopaths. Their symbol was a black dog's paw. Everyone feared them, and Razor looked Ghost straight in the eyes. "They took our streets. They're taking everyone. And you're next, because you're the only one who can stand in their way." Ghost didn't believe him. Razor was the last person anyone should trust. But later that night, Ghost found something under his door. A note, 3 words written in red. "We know you," and beneath the words, a black dog paw printed in dried blood. That's when Ghost felt it. They were already watching him. Every step he took outside, he heard footsteps behind him. Every time he passed a dark alley, he felt eyes on him. Cars slowed down when they saw him. Shadows moved near his building. Ghost realized he wasn't the hunter anymore. He was the target. But that only lasted a moment, because Ghost remembered who he really was. He knew every street, every rooftop, every hidden corner of that neighborhood. He grew up in the dark. Darkness was his element, so he became what they feared. Silent, focused, cold. He went back to the abandoned factory where he spent most of his childhood, where he first learned what violence was, where he discovered the body of his best friend after an attack from the same gang years ago. Yes, black dogs had existed long before. They were the roots of every dark memory Ghost ever had. Ghost whispered to the empty building, "You took my childhood. Now I'll take everything from you." He prepared himself. Years of training turned him into something else. A shadow. A ghost. Literally. He studied their routines, followed their movements, and planned every step. He wasn't angry. Anger is loud. Ghost needed to be quiet. Then it happened. The first encounter. Late at night, Ghost climbed onto the rooftop of an abandoned warehouse. Below him were 3 members of the Black Dogs, laughing, smoking, talking about him as if he was already dead. They didn't know one thing: Ghost was already there. One of them suddenly went quiet and collapsed. The second disappeared into the darkness with a muffled scream. The third froze, trembling, realizing he was now alone. Ghost stepped closer, his voice cold. "The hunt has just begun." The screen inside Ghost's mind faded to black. A distant police siren echoed in the night, and in the silence only one thought remained. Every monster has its own monster, and this time, I will be yours.